Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Well, today we're looking at a monitor, a camera monitor that I purchased recently, and it is the Atomos Shinobi. It is a 5.2 inch HDMI input monitor and it's absolutely fabulous. It's got the one HDMI input on the side there. It hasn't got a HDMI output, so it is literally just an input. But it's a great little monitor, and I'm using it today with my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, primarily because the 4K hasn't got a tilty-wilty screen, as you can see. But a great thing with using an external monitor, I can tilt the screen, and that is fabulous. So that's what I'm using it for today. But obviously this is a fantastic monitor for all of you guys and girls that have got your mirrorless cameras, you've got your, DSLRs, provided the camera, or even camcorders, provided the camera has got a HDMI output, then this monitor will work with it. It's a 4K input monitor, but it's a 1080p display, but it will take a 4K 30p signal, so that's fabulous. So pretty much all the cameras you can think of will work with this particular monitor. Now, it's almost identical in size and design to the Atomos Ninja V, which is what I have here. This is the Atomos Ninja V. Fabulous device. But the big difference is, well, there's two major differences. The Ninja V is a recorder. So it takes the drives in the side, SSD drives in a caddy, they just slot into the side, and then you have a very portable 4K ProRes 422 recorder to go with your camera. But this is a lot heavier as well, and that's the other great thing with a Shinobi. This is a sort of a metal construction. It's a really beautifully made piece of kit. But the Shinobi is plastic, which makes it lighter, but it is still excellently made, and that's why I purchased it. Atomos products are superb. Now, it's got all the monitoring gizmos you're going to need. I call them gizmos. All your focus aids, all your exposure aids that you're going to need, false color, histograms, RGB parades, etc. And you can access them via, unfortunately, you're really not going to be able to see it to here because the exposure is just not set quite right to be able to, tell what's going on here. So you tap on the side here and you've got all your different exposure aids. So if I just tap there, you've got your histograms, bring it back on. So you've got your waveform monitor, turn that on. You've got, where are we? RGB parade, vector scope. I'm not really sure how you use a vector scope. So you've got all those different aids along the bottom there, but also the ones I use that are, I find critical. You've got your focus peaking, focus aids here. Now, I've got that set to black and white, so when it turns red, you see there, you can see there that that is now, whatever that's pointing at is now in focus. So I deliberately had it set to black and white mode because you can see the red outline clearer if it's in black and white than you would do if it was in colour. But you can put it in colour. I've just got it set to black and white. You've got your zebra setting, so you can actually see what's overexposed. You can see the light up there. You've got like lines showing, well, that's the zebra showing that that's overexposed. You've got false colour, which I use a lot. I use a great deal. I'm not going to go into how false colour works on this particular video, but I'm just showing you the features that this particular monitor has. You've got zoomed in 2 times or 4 times to be able to, double check the exposure. You can see that is great. You can overlay LUTs. You can do so much. You've got all your audio indicator at the top here, so you can see what your audio is doing, and you've got your brightness. As I said, it goes up to 1000 nits that's now set to D-squeeze, which means it's got anamorphic mode, so you can actually use anamorphic lenses and de-squeeze it, etc. So you get a gist as to what this monitor can do, and it's really, really light, no weight to it. And then if you just tap anywhere on the screen. That should just disappear. There we go. So you can actually make it all disappear, and you've just got the, you know, the main screen, what the camera's seeing. So you haven't, it's not cluttered with, you know, menus and what have you. So that is great. Now let's just take it off the camera for the moment, so I can show you better the actual monitor. He says that's the actual monitor. Really, really lightweight, no weight to that whatsoever. You know, you would never notice that was in your kit bag because it is just so light, and it takes for one Sony MPF battery. So I've got a little battery in here that will last for a good couple of hours, 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours. Little MPF battery that just slots into the central battery compartment. Also, they've mounted the battery compartment, it's centralized, which is great for weight distribution. Unlike the excellent Ninja V, that battery compartment is to the side, obviously because it's allowing for the caddy to go in. So the weight distribution isn't, particularly if you've got a really heavy battery on that one, isn't anywhere near as good as it is on the Atomos Shinobi. You've got mounting screws on the bottom and on the top. Hasn't got any on the side, which is unfortunate, but hey ho. SD card slot on the side there for updating your firmware. Obviously this isn't a recorder, so that SD card slot isn't for recording, it is purely for updating your firmware on the actual Atomos. On this other side, you've got your one HDMI input, hasn't got HDMI out, so you can't use it to feed, as a feed through, and you've got your headphone jack on the side there, which is great as well. So that's about it. It's really, really compact, and obviously because it's touchscreen, there is no physical buttons on the device for adjusting menus or anything of that nature. The only physical button is your power on off switch on the back. And that's great, nicely positioned, works fine. The battery release switch is really good, really firm. It's, you know, it's all really, really well made. But as I say, I bought it for two reasons. A, because of its weight size. Its weight is so light, you know, it's brilliant, really, really lightweight, and its extreme brightness. I mean, I have got another monitor which is kind of similar, and I can also recommend this one, the Andy Cine A6 monitor. And that again takes for one Sony battery, but that would also take Canon LPE6 batteries. But the problem I had with the Andy 6 monitor, Andy Cine A6 monitor, let's get it completely right, was the fact that it's only around 400, 450 nits of brightness in daylight. This Shinobi is about 2.5 times brighter, and that makes a huge difference. It really does make a huge difference. You can clearly see what you're doing with the Shinobi. And I love the design, and I love its menu structure. It works really well for checking your focus, checking your exposure, you know, zooming in to check focus. You can actually move the image around as well once you've zoomed in, so you can find the specific point that you want to focus on. So yeah, great little product. It's got your, you know, heat dispersions on the side here, so, you know, it shouldn't overheat. I've not been able to get it to overheat, but then I've not used it a great deal at the moment, so I've not had it that long. Yeah, I mean, image quality is beautiful. It really is. The colours, the definition, the sharpness. It is a HDR monitor, so that's another wonderful thing with it, where obviously the Andy Cine A6 isn't. And as I said earlier, it does support a lot of log profiles. You can actually load your own LUTs onto it. So if you like the Blackmagic LUTs, I noticed isn't pre-installed on the monitor itself. So you can actually download off the internet the LUTs for the Blackmagic and load them into here. So if you're filming in Blackmagic RAW, then you can put a LUT over it. Although to be fair, you can output a clean signal from the Blackmagic, which gives you a Rec 709 look anyway. So, you know, you can do it either way. So I think it's a great investment. And as I say, it's great for your Sony cameras, your Canons, and it's just so light. It is just so light. If you don't need external recording, and you know, I don't most of the time, vast majority of the time, I don't need an external recorder, then this would be a better investment and a cheaper investment than the Ninja 5. But obviously, if you do need an external recorder, then the Ninja 5 is your, is the way to go. So there we go. That's a quick overview of the Atomos Shinobi 5.2 inch display. Brilliant little monitor, but as I say, it's not a recorder. So there we go. Hope you found that useful. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and hit the like button if you found this particular video useful. That really does help me grow the channel. Really appreciate that. And thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos relating to video, audio and photography. Cheers for now. Bye.